that zeroes us out, so we get 90 degrees every time. Hey guys, Brad here, and today's video is going to be about this table. You've seen it in many of my videos, pretty much all of them, maybe at least 100, 150, I don't know. And I'm going to talk about it. It's something that I use a lot of, not only for standing here and talking about tools, but for fine finishing when I'm building cabinetry, mostly cabinetry. And it's just such an amazing tool for me, being mobile and just keeping my work really, really accurate. So I'm going to talk about it a bit. This is called the MFT 3 table. You can buy the MFT table, which is just the table. The 3 signifies that it comes with all these parts that you're seeing here, the rail and this backstop and all this good stuff. Essentially if you're not familiar, what this table does is it allows you to use your track saw or say your router, things like that on the track. And it allows you to mass produce cuts, say on MDF, if you're doing a bunch of gables or drawers, you know, bottom, sides, whatever you need to do. It allows you to mass produce these things. It also allows you to cut on angles. It's very mobile, so you can take it to a job site and just have this awesome workbench. Now, a lot of guys have done, you know, their own thing, and having all these holes is a big part of, you know, having a good workbench, because you're able to clamp your work down to it. And, you know, years and years and years ago, before I had this table, I'd always use like a regular clamp and clamp things on the edge of my table, and it was kind of not the right way to do things. So Festool for me has really sort of laser focused my abilities into sort of a quicker, better method. So the table itself comes with this track, and this track measures 42.5 inches in length. Now you can buy the longer tracks like we've got here. This one is for adjustable holes for shelving. This one's just a straight up track. They're the same track. You can use them whatever you want. You can join them together. You can use them on this table. The unique thing about this table is this back section here. When I'm working, I'd be standing on the opposite side of the table, and because this would be in my way if I'm working on this side. You can work on this side, it's just it would be in my way. So this track is pretty sweet. And before I get into it, make sure you guys subscribe, hit that notify bell, and give me a thumbs up if you like this video, because it definitely helps us out, and we're here to provide awesome content for you guys. So let's get a closer look at it. We'll start off with right here. This plastic piece is mainly for your vacuum hose. It keeps it from snagging on your track, so it's kind of a guide. It's really, really nice, especially if you have the older style vacuum hoses that are sort of corrugated. They tend to catch on everything. The newer hoses are smooth, and you not necessarily need this as much, but it's still a nice feature to have. The track is hinging on a piece back here, which is mounted onto the table. Okay, and right here we've got sort of our miter gauge setup. So there's lots to kind of talk about, and this is not a sort of a how-to video. This is just sort of going over the basics. This piece right here kind of holds this rail nice and straight. So when you want to do a miter, you just take that off. Okay, it just comes right off, and they fit in these channels. So I'll just show you from this side. It just slides right in there and locks in place. So I could take this whole system and put it on the end here if I wanted to, or that side or that side. You can move it all around, whatever you want to do. For me, I just keep it on one side. So next, if you want to do some kind of miter, if you want to put a piece of wood against here and have a miter off this track, you loosen this knob, and then you can adjust. Now there's a positive stop here. Okay, you can hear it clicking. you can release that positive stop, and now you can just slide it wherever you want. Now to move this piece, you just release this lever here, or knob I should say, and now you can slide it back and forth, lock it in place. If you're happy, okay, I want to go at 45 degrees, which is a positive stop, lock that down, and then you would take your piece of material, which I've misplaced, but you drop this down, and then your material is under here. No, here it is. There's your material. And now you can make your cut. So pretty easy. And obviously you don't cut into the rail. You'd have some wood in the way so that you're not hitting it. Okay, but you can make your cut, no problem. And you flip this up out of the way and you're good to go. So super handy. I haven't really used this bevel that much, to be honest. I just haven't had to cut crazy angles yet. But if I need to, I've got it. Now, with this track system, you can see there's a piece down here. Now on this, right here, if I can find it with my finger, yeah, right here, there's a positive stop, which you set on your table on both sides. It's kind of a preset. So when you need to pack this all up, it's very easy to set up again, because let me tell you, getting this set to 90 degrees, and when I'm talking 90 degrees, I'm talking right here. Getting this set perfectly takes a bit of time. It's a pain in the ass, it's a pain in the butt, and it just takes some time. So having these little positive stops is really, really good, because you just slide it on and you're good to go. And I'll show you what I mean. So on the back here, it's going to be hard for you to see this, but there's a knob. I can do that. I pull this lever. I can adjust the height for the material, or I can slide this right off. Okay. Now this is the piece that slides into the track on the table, and by moving this lever, okay, that's adjusting the height of my track, so I can cut any kind of material, right? I can go up to, what's that dimension there? It's like 3 inches. It's hard to tell without having this on the table. So I'll slide it back on. Okay. Once we get this back on the table, then it can just slot back in here. Now, the way this works is there's a groove on the bottom, and that groove fits onto this nub right here. And that zeroes us out, so we get 90 degrees every time. If we have larger material, like say up to 2 inch, we pull this lever here and we can slide this up. I can't see what I'm doing very well. There we go. Slide that up, lock that lever in place, and then on the back side I would do the same thing, lock it in place, and so we can cut larger material. So super awesome to have. Makes my life a lot easier when I'm mass producing things, and you know, or if I don't want to use like a sled on my table saw, and cutting these weird angles sometimes is really hard. So that's why I love the track saw, and that's what I use the MFT table for the most, is my track saw setup, and it just works seamlessly together. And that's why I love this table. Now, all these bench dog holes, you probably see me clamp things to it all the time. This is really great too. You can just put your clamp in there. These are the best clamps in my mind. They're so easy to use. These clamps come separately. You don't get them with the table. But the other thing that's really cool about this table is on the side. We'll go up to the front of the table here. If I wanted to do some, let's say some edge banding, you can put this clamp in this way, or we can reverse it, okay? Slide it in like that. I can put another clamp in this way. Let's say I wanted to edge band the top of this. Put this clamp in here, lock it in place, lock it in place. Now I can work the top of this. I can edge band it, I can router it, sand it, whatever I need to do. Then I pull my clamps. I could flip it up like that. And I can work this edge. The other thing you can do is you can add stuff to this, okay? Because it is just a T-slot, you can get some T-nuts and you could add your own, you know, board. I've seen some guys with the vacuum clamp. We did review that. It's like they have a board on the side and then the vacuum clamp can just connect to that, or you can buy Festool's add-ons that allow you to clamp. So there's just all these different things. I have another one of these tables. I have 2 of them. That's how much I love it. And you can connect the tables together. And you do that by using the rods that come with, you can buy them separately, but they can connect your tracks together and they can connect your tables together. You just use that T-slot, butt your tables together, and then you've got one large working surface. The reason I really like having that, I put them end to end, is because I'll have 2 cutting stations essentially. So if I'm working 2 ends of a product, I can slap this down, cut that end off, slap the other end down, cut that end off, and I don't have to turn my product around constantly. And it really helps if you're in a tight space. And if you're working in a kitchen, it just makes it really easy not having to move the material around like an 8-foot sheet, you know. It's just super easy just to lay it down and do your cuts. So the last thing I think is on the legs itself. They are adjustable. And right here, just the one, this will spin in and out. So if you're on a wobbly surface, that will spin in and out, as well as these legs do fold up. Obviously I can't do it right now because I got all my T-stacks under there, but the legs fold up so you can move this table around. It's not heavy, and it's just really easy to load in your truck and take to a job site. So I'm sure I've missed probably a million things about this table. I'm always learning different things about how to use Festool products, because they're just up here when it comes to quality and craftsmanship. So please leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Do you use this product? And if you do, what's your favorite aspect about the table and, you know, the accessories and all that good stuff. So yeah, leave some comments, subscribe, hit that notify bell. Keep on crushing it, guys, and we'll catch you later.